You ever feel like you're being pulled in two directions at the same time? Like you're hoping for the best, but deep down you're kind of expecting the worst? Well, today we're going to dive into what it really means to have an undivided heart. That feeling of total inner certainty. And we're going to pinpoint the one mental habit that just might be the thing standing in the way of the peace you're after. So let's just start with a really big question. What if it's just one thing? Not a dozen different problems, not some complicated web of issues, but one single habit of your mind that's holding you back from everything you want. That's a huge idea to think about. And honestly, it's the foundation for our whole conversation today. Okay, so part one is called the question of favor. Before we can even talk about a solution, we've got to get crystal clear on the problem, right? So let's start there, with that inner battle that gets in our way so often. And here it is. This is a conflict I think we all know way too well. Think about it. We pray for sunshine, but we spend all our time and energy packing an umbrella, just bracing for the rain. We're asking for one thing, but our real deep down expectation is for the complete opposite. This is the heart of the struggle right here. Now, this internal tug of war, it's not just a passing feeling. It has a name, and it has a really powerful effect on us. So in part two, we're going to call it what it is, the division of doubt. And you're about to see why it's probably the single biggest roadblock on this whole journey. This whole idea actually has some pretty ancient roots. It's captured perfectly in this line from the book of James. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. See, that's not really a gentle suggestion, is it? It's presented as a basic requirement. It forces us to make a choice between two powerful opposing forces, belief and doubt. There is no middle ground. And here's why that's so important. From this perspective, doubt isn't just a passive thing, like, oh, I'm not so sure. No, it's an active force. It's something that directly fights against and actually kills faith. It's not just a feeling, it's an action that works against the very thing you want. So what does this actually look like in our heads? It's pretty much this. On one side, you have the ask. You're praying for something, you've got a goal. But on the other side, there's the doubt. That little voice in the back of your head going, yeah, right, this isn't going to happen. That right there, that's the textbook definition of a divided mind. All right, so we've laid out the problem pretty clearly, a mind that's divided by doubt. Now let's make a hard pivot to the solution. Part 3 is all about the path forward, and it's built on something our source calls the confidence of faith. This totally reframes what we think of as faith. It's not just something you say one time, a few words you throw out there hoping for the best. It's about what you consistently believe, day in and day out. It's an ongoing, active state of confidence, not just a passing wish. So, how does this work in the real world? Well, this breaks it down into a super clear process. It all starts with step 1, the request. But, and this is key, that request has to be immediately followed by step 2, an unshakable belief. According to this way of thinking, it's that solid, undivided confidence that actually leads to step 3, the outcome. And all of this, it's been leading us to our final destination, the whole point of this journey. So welcome to part 4, the undivided heart. This is that state of complete trust and inner peace we've been working our way towards. So what's it take to get there? Well, the instruction itself is incredibly simple. But that definitely doesn't mean it's easy. It all begins with this one core command: trust God fully. And here is the gut punch clarification. Not halfway. This isn't about playing it safe or hedging your bets. It's calling for a total, all-in commitment. One that leaves absolutely no room for that divided mind. No little cracks for doubt to sneak back in. Because that place of complete, total, undivided trust, it isn't the finish line. It's actually the starting line. From this point of view, that's the very place where real favor begins. So, we'll leave you with this to chew on. We live in a world that is constantly pulling our attention in a million different directions, right? It creates so much noise and division. So it's worth taking a second to ask yourself, honestly, where does my certainty really come from?